Save that wave. It still has energy, thanks to EcoWave Power Global, or just EcoWave, which is developing cost-efficient wave energy converter, WEC technology, that converts ocean and sea waves into clean electricity. According to an analysis by Frost & Sullivan, the renewable energy industry is expected to see $3.4 trillion in new investment in the next decade. WEC technology is implemented onshore or nearshore, as opposed to offshore systems, and draws energy from incoming waves by converting the rising and falling motion of the waves into a clean energy generation process. EcoWave notes that wave energy is considered to have the highest energy production rate of any renewable energy source, with the potential to produce energy 90% of the time. So it's no surprise. Some studies point to wave energy having the potential capacity to become one of the cheapest and cleanest sources of energy. However, EcoWave believes that many companies trying to develop WEC systems have been struggling to move beyond research and development and into commercialization, primarily due to the fact that most WEC systems are designed for offshore application, where wave heights are of a higher nature. It's also worth mentioning offshore installations typically give rise to critical issues for commercialization, mainly due to difficulties presented by high capital expenses, lack of reliability, difficulty in obtaining insurance, and environmental concerns. EcoWave's WEC technology is designed to address these challenges by being implemented onshore or nearshore, which is aimed at reducing capital expenses and increasing the reliability of the technology. WEC technology harnesses the power of ocean waves to generate clean electricity by using units of point absorber floating devices, or floaters, installed on existing marine structures like piers, breakwaters, and jetties. The floaters are buoy-type WECs that harvest incoming wave energy by moving with the waves, pressing hydraulic pistons that create pressure in land-located accumulators, rotating a hydromotor and generator, and sending electricity to the grid via an inverter. By placing WEC closer to shore at the ocean surface or just below, EcoWave can capture more energy from waves coming from the same direction, boosting energy production. WEC is designed to be cost-efficient, reliable, insurable, and environmentally friendly, with easy grid connection. Its modular design allows for scalable projects without connecting to the ocean floor or creating a new presence in the surrounding marine environment. WEC can also be in the form of attenuators oriented parallel to the direction of wave travel that also rely on the flexing of joints to generate power, as well as overtopping devices that utilize a difference in potential energy by raising a volume of water to a height above the ocean's surface. To add the cherry on top of the energy-producing cake, EcoWave has submitted a patent for adding solar panels to its WEC technology, potentially generating larger amounts of electricity from multiple renewable energy sources. This design significantly reduces construction and production costs, grid connection prices, and increases reliability and insurability. EcoWave's project pipeline exceeds 400 megawatts, with agreements in various stages, including letters of intent and more advanced agreements like power purchase agreements and concession agreements. Notable projects include a strategic pilot test agreement with the Port of Los Angeles, a concession agreement in Portugal for up to 20 megawatts, and a concession agreement for up to 77 megawatts in Turkey. The project in Portugal received final approval for the commencement of construction works for its first commercial-size project after EcoWave completed civil engineering designs, submitted the final execution plan, and paid 50% of the grid connection fee. The 1MW plant is designed to serve as a gateway for commercialization in Portugal and is expected to demonstrate almost continuous energy generation, aligning with the country's renewable energy strategy. Over in India, EcoWave signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding with Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited to jointly develop wave energy projects in India to explore wave energy deployment at the Mumbai oil terminal. In Taiwan, EcoWave entered into an agreement with iKey International Ocean Energy Co., a subsidiary of Liantat Company, to supply a turnkey 100 kW conversion unit and local manufacturing of floaters. This collaboration led to the awarding of the official land use tender from the Swao Port Company for the installation of a wave energy pilot station in Taiwan, marking the first time a commercial port area has been opened for wave power testing in Taiwan. The project will be located at Swao Port. where the Keelung branch of Taiwan Port Corporation has designated 6.75 hectares of the southern outer breakwater for wave energy testing. The area is divided into 3 test zones, and IKE has been awarded exclusive rights to Zone C. EcoWave Power and IKE will collaborate to deploy Taiwan's first 100-kilowatt onshore wave energy conversion unit, purchased under a turnkey sale agreement signed in late 2024. This pilot project aims to serve as a foundation for a phased development roadmap, expanding to 20 MW in the medium term and potentially up to 400 MW of capacity across Taiwan's coastline. Liantat Company will be responsible for obtaining permits, land use consents, and necessary licenses, while EcoWave Power will assist in research, evaluation, and providing power generation equipment. This project is expected to contribute significantly to Taiwan's renewable energy sector, demonstrating the viability and scalability of wave energy. With its strategic location facing the Pacific Ocean, the site offers stable and representative wave conditions, making it ideal for commercial-scale wave power generation. In the U.S., a pilot project installation was completed at the Port of Los Angeles, with the installation of wave energy floaters, connection of hydraulic pipes and supporting infrastructure, and placement of an onshore energy conversion unit. The project is hosted by AltaSea at the Port of Los Angeles and supported by Shell's Marine Renewable Program. Now, EcoWave is gearing up for the first operational testing of the pilot project, followed by an official unveiling ceremony on September 9th. This project aims to facilitate environmental monitoring and regulatory processes, serve as a learning hub for officials and industry partners, and lay the groundwork for future commercial grid-connected projects in the U.S. The Los Angeles project is designed as a non-grid-connected demonstration station with key objectives, including demonstrating EcoWave Power's patented technology in real U.S. marine conditions, facilitating environmental monitoring and regulatory processes, serving as a learning hub for officials and industry partners, and laying the groundwork for future commercial grid-connected projects in the U.S. The project is made possible through partnerships with California-based companies, including Always Metal, a fabrication company that produced the floaters, and CNS Welding Inc., a family-owned Wilmington contractor that performed the installation. Ian Crichton, president of CNS Welding Inc., expressed pride in their team's work, stating that EcoWave Power's system is an exciting clean energy solution. In South Africa, EcoWave signed an agreement with Africa Great Future Development Ltd. to conduct a feasibility study for a wave energy project at the Port of Nkura in South Africa, to conduct a feasibility study for a potential wave energy power station at the Port of Nkura. This marks the company's first step into the African market, aligning with its strategy to expand into regions with high renewable energy demand and strong coastal resource potential. South Africa faces critical energy challenges with over 80% of its electricity generated from coal-fired power plants, making the exploration of wave energy potential a meaningful step toward addressing energy access and sustainability. The Port of Nkura is technically suitable for wave energy implementation due to its robust breakwater infrastructure and direct ocean exposure. EcoWave will also continue to collect primary energy production data from its grid-connected site in Israel, supplemented by upcoming deployments in Taiwan, India, and Portugal. This will create a multi-site operational network for performance and durability validation, supporting the path to full-scale commercialization. Research and development seeks to continuously improve and enhance WEC technology. An instrumental component of this goal involves the development of wave power verification, WPV software for real-time production verification, optimizing its WEC technology to generate larger amounts of electricity in all wave heights, and optimizing its materials for operation in different weather and marine climates. These efforts are being undertaken at sites like the EWP-EDF-1 project at Jaffa Port in Israel and AltaSea's premises in the Port of Los Angeles. Growth strategies focused on initiatives like keeping the EWP-EDF-1 project operational for research and development, producing floater mechanisms and installing its first pilot project in the U.S., and moving more projects from the project pipeline stage into the ready-to-build stage. When looking at the broader renewable energy market, It's experienced significant growth in recent years, driven by technological advancements, supportive policies, and increasing environmental awareness. According to the International Energy Agency, IEA, global investment in the renewable energy market exceeded $700 billion in 2022, representing a 125% increase from 2019. Renewable energy capacity is expected to grow by 250% by 2030, with solar and wind power being the primary drivers of this growth. Despite progress in the power sector, renewable energy development in heating and transport sectors remains slow. According to the Renewables 2023 Global Status Report, only 3 countries had 100% renewable heating and cooling targets, and 2 countries had 100% renewable transport targets in 2022. However, the growth of renewable energy capacity has been significant, with the installed global renewable energy sector, excluding hydropower, growing from approximately 630 gigawatts to 2,768 gigawatts between 2010 and 2019. The IEA projects that renewable electricity could supply over 42% of global power demand by 2028, an increase of 13% from 2020. The Asia-Pacific region is expected to dominate the renewable energy market, with countries like China and India leading the charge. The global renewable energy market size is expected to grow at a CAGR of 12.9% from 2025 to 2034. The market is driven by factors such as government policies, technological advancements, and rising environmental concerns. Solar power is expected to remain the growth engine, with solar energy commanding 42% of capacity in 2024 and rising at a 13% CAGR through 2030. The industrial sector is expected to drive renewable adoption, with companies increasingly turning to on-site solar PV and other renewable energy solutions. Energy security is a critical aspect of a country's ability to function, referring to its uninterrupted access to energy resources at an affordable price. Many countries, including those in the European Union, rely heavily on importing energy, which can lead to geopolitical risks and increased costs. For instance, the EU's dependence on natural gas and petroleum product imports has resulted in significant costs, with the estimated monthly cost of energy imports valued at roughly EUR 17.7 billion in the first half of 2020. A shift towards locally produced renewable energy resources can decrease these geopolitical risks and increase energy security. Renewable energy sources like hydropower, wind power, and solar power are becoming increasingly prominent, with global hydropower capacity expected to increase by 17% from 2021 to 2030. However, solar and wind power have limitations, including the need for large areas of land and unpredictability due to weather conditions. This highlights the need for complementary renewable energy resources to meet future sustainability goals. Wave energy is a promising source of renewable power, with the potential to meet all global energy demand. According to the International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, wave energy can produce around 29,500 terawatt-hours of electricity per year, while the U.S. Department of Energy estimates the potential in the United States at 3,500 terawatt-hours per year. Wave energy has several advantages over other renewable energy sources, including its availability at night and potential for power generation in proximity to population centers. With nearly 2.4 billion people living within 100 kilometers of a coast, wave energy can be an attractive source of power generation. The successful development of wave technology could generate significant amounts of electricity, with the European wave market potentially producing 188 gigawatts of electricity needs by 2050. Governments and entrepreneurs are increasingly looking to oceans and wave energy as a source of clean power, with initiatives like the European Commission's Blue Invest Fund and the U.S. Department of Energy's funding opportunities for wave technology research and development. The world is shifting towards renewable energy sources due to growing concerns about global warming and pollution. Ocean energy, in particular, has significant potential to contribute to this shift. Oceans cover 75% of the Earth's surface and contain substantial amounts of kinetic energy, with the kinetic energy in seawater being 832 times higher than in wind. Despite decades of development efforts, Ocean energy remains largely untapped, with only a few tidal barrage facilities representing most of the operating capacity. The need for green energy is pressing, with the World Health Organization estimating that 91% of the world's population lives in areas with poor air quality, resulting in approximately 4.2 million deaths per year. Harnessing ocean energy could provide people with access to electricity without creating air pollution. Ocean energy has several benefits, including predictability, low carbon footprint, and abundance. Tidal energy, for instance, is highly predictable, allowing for better planning and integration into the energy grid. Wave energy devices can capture the motion of waves to generate electricity, while ocean thermal energy conversion, OTEC systems, use the temperature difference between warm surface seawater and cold deep sea water to generate electricity. Several projects worldwide are demonstrating the potential of ocean energy. The Siwa Lake Tidal Power Station in South Korea and the Maygen Tidal Stream Project in Scotland are notable examples. In the United States, the Department of Energy has invested over $18 million in marine energy and offshore wind research. Ocean energy technologies are still in the early stages of development, but they have the potential to play a significant role in the global renewable energy mix. Government initiatives and funding are crucial for the development of ocean energy. The European Commission's Blue Invest Fund and the U.S. Department of Energy's funding opportunities for wave technology research and development are examples of efforts to support the growth of the ocean energy sector. As the world continues to transition towards cleaner energy sources, ocean energy is likely to play an increasingly important role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating climate change. In light of these facts, EcoWave intends to generate revenue through its WEC technology, using three distinct models: build, own, operate, BOO, build, own, transfer, BOT, and joint venture or turnkey projects. Under the BOO model, the company would own 100% of the project, finance and provide operation and maintenance for the power station, and sell electricity to the grid through long-term power purchase agreements. This model requires a higher initial investment, but offers a long-term recurring revenue stream. In contrast, the BOT model involves building the power station and then selling it, potentially to institutional investors who value long-term fixed-price revenue. The joint venture/turnkey model involves constructing and operating the power station, then invoicing the partner for construction costs plus a margin, after which the partner becomes the sole or joint owner of the power plant. EcoWave has already entered into a joint venture agreement with EDF Renewables IL for the Jaffa Port project. The company believes that commercializing its WEC technology will require additional financing, particularly for the BOO model, which is capital-intensive. To achieve this, EcoWave expects to use debt financing, potentially combined with equity financing, to fund its projects. Product offerings are going to go beyond the sale and lease of WEC technology to providing project development products and services, including feasibility studies for potential clients. These studies assess the wave energy resource and preliminary project feasibility at specific locations, serving as a precursor to more robust collaborations and projects. Feasibility study agreements have already been completed in Vietnam, Bangladesh, Greece, Israel, the United States, India, and Morocco. When looking at wave power verification, WPV software, it will provide real-time production verification, enabling preventative, predictive, and corrective measures. The plan is to release it for use by third parties, research institutions, and leading universities through unique licensing agreements, all in an effort to gain a position as a world leader in proprietary software for the wave energy industry. When looking at WEC's competitive advantages, it has reliability, cost efficiency, insurability, modular and scalable design, and environmental friendliness. Its technology is designed to be more reliable than offshore solutions, with the conversion unit located on land, reducing the risk of damage from aggressive marine environments. The company's WEC technology is also highly competitive in terms of cost, with a forecasted capital expenditure significantly lower than offshore competitors. When looking at the value chain for WEC technology, it goes from project planning and manufacturing to installation, grid connection, operation, and maintenance. EcoWave works with experienced third-party manufacturers and suppliers to procure parts and assemble their technology. The reduced capital expenditures and high reliability associated with EcoWave's WEC technology have allowed it to receive insurance coverage for its power stations. WEC's modularity allows for scalable projects that minimize common risks associated with scalability. Furthermore, the technology does not connect to the ocean or seafloor, making it a more environmentally friendly and cleaner energy system. Studies have shown that onshore or nearshore technologies have higher survivability and are more cost-effective than offshore solutions. However, the sales cycle for WEC technology can be lengthy due to the need for education and stakeholder buy-in, so it'll be crucial to raise awareness of how wave energy can complement, or in some cases, be an alternative to solar and wind in the cleaner energy landscape. Looking ahead, EcoWave's commercialization strategy will focus on building pilot projects and reducing the cost of floaters to lower the levelized cost of energy, with the main goal of positioning wave energy as a mainstream renewable solution, supporting high-demand computing environments and reducing reliance on carbon-intensive sources. For more on EcoWave Power and other companies, follow Ascencore. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.